Okay everybody, so you all saw the name of the video. This one is called How to Increase Your Testosterone Naturally. No BS ways, no injections, nothing crazy like that. I'm just going to do a step-by-step guide on how to increase your testosterone naturally and give you guys a bit of a backstory on exactly what is going on with the dropping in T levels. I saw a bunch of different other YouTubers and fitness personalities talking about how to increase it naturally, but guys, they're all lying. This video, I guarantee you guys, I will increase your testosterone 100%. If you stick with me, this one's going to go on for a very long time. But a lot of these fitness gurus and people that you see, 100%, they're injecting, androgynous, hormones and doing all these different, PCT and doing all these different therapies that are all, illegal for one. And then second of all, they all, don't really help you in the long run. You want to increase your testosterone naturally. And there's tons of different ways to do it, and I will explain exactly in this video. I guarantee you will get something out of this video, guys. I guarantee it, right? So let's start from the top, guys. What is testosterone? Now, testosterone is a male hormone that I think a lot of people don't know much about. So what it does is it regulates, the amount of muscle you produce, indirectly, and it regulates a lot of different things in your body, okay? Kind of is like a hormone, so it means that if you don't have enough of this, it's not good, guys, right? Just from the standoffs. For those who don't know, if you don't have enough testosterone, guys, it is not good. Okay, it goes down as you age, but also if you're a young person, you can have super low testosterone. So you want to increase this as much as possible. All right, it comes from your testes, right, which is your ball sack, basically, guys. Now, a lot of people think it just comes from there. That's actually not true. It comes from a few other different places in your body, but mainly from your adrenal glands in your kidneys, guys, and your ball sack, basically. But yeah, it comes from the top of your kidneys, and it's called the adrenal glands, right? So it comes from adrenaline, but also a lot of testosterone is produced in these glands, I believe. So, and that is a big deal, guys, because these can actually run out. You can actually lower your testosterone over time. You can, it can go up and down over time. And, it's really important to constantly keep these levels as high as possible, especially if you're a man. Kind of if you're a woman as well, you don't want these levels to be low if you're a woman. If you're a woman, this is still a pretty important video. You can watch this as well. And exactly how to get that, to stay level is very important, guys. You want to have those testosterone levels as high as possible. I'm gonna give you guys a ton of tips, but let's do a little bit of backstory, guys. I saw, recently a lot of videos, people talking about when did testosterone start to decline. Now, there's a lot of discussions when, and there's a lot of articles on the internet, obviously, guys. They said that, it started to decline in the 40s and 30s and 50s, after World War II. Like, we started to get a lot of, cereal production, a lot of grain production, a lot of just, fast food started to come into, Western society a lot more. They say that in Africa, they have a lot higher testosterone than us. In Asia, they have a lot higher testosterone, which is all true, guys. All these different things are true. But let's look at some of the facts, guys. So according to a report in JAMA, which is a big journal in the US, okay, General American Medical Association, whatever, testosterone therapy among men nowadays, so which is replacement of testosterone, guys, like I said, exogenous, which is not naturally occurred in your body, has doubled over the last decade. Completely doubled, guys. The prescriptions of people injecting steroids and all these different things has completely skyrocketed over the last few years. So why is that? A lot of people, say that it's low T levels are dropping, and this is true, guys. There's a ton of different things in the environment. It's all environmental factors that really come into play with this. So they asked a group of people why they think, and they said socially, environmentally, and behavioral reasons are the reasons for this, guys. I would say mostly environmental and behavioral, right? Eating bad and all this type of stuff. So the study shows that men's testosterone levels have been declining for decades. The most prominent 2007 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, which is like your hormones, revealed that a substantial drop in men's testosterone in the US from the 1980s with an average decline of 1% per year. So that's on average. So let's say a man in their 20s, let's say he's 25, just for easy sake, he's 25 years old, compared to a man, in 1940s, let's say that guy was born in 2005, that man would have much less testosterone than a man born in 1905, okay? Just much less, okay? Probably because of, these studies. A lot of these studies are done on people that are just randomly picked from society, right? You don't have to be one of these statistics. I will explain to you exactly in this video how you don't have to be a statistic like that, guys, because they always say these, averages, but these averages are not from the average people. These are just randomly picked from the population, unhealthy people, obese people, whatever. It says, for an example, a 6-year-old man in 2004 had testosterone levels 17% lower than those of a 6-year-old man in 1987. So nearly 20% less than a man born than a 60-year-old in 1987, guys. That's insane. Another study of Danish men produced similar findings with a double-digit decline among men born in 1960s compared to those born in 1920s. So let's just say, for argument's sake, testosterone has dropped dramatically in the last, few years, guys. And I'm here to solve the issue, guys. Now, why does testosterone start to drop? Now, there is a ton of different reasons, like I explained there, environmental and, socially and behavioral factors. But I'm going to explain exactly how to rise it, because whenever I get my blood checked, I ask them to do a few different other tests, see reactive proteins, see the inflammation in your body, a lot of these different tests. But I also do testosterone, which they always say, no, you don't have to, whatever the case may be. But guys, it's important to get your testosterone checked, because if your levels are below like 200, 300, it's not good. You will start to feel fatigued constantly. You won't be happy with yourself. Men start to get depressed as well. They say that as you get into your 60s and 70s and 80s, as it just completely drops off, that's when a lot of men suffer depression. Could actually be that they're living great lives and everything like that. They're still active, but because there's not testosterone, they don't give that aggression, that adrenal. Testosterone and adrenaline kind of run together. If you're getting pumped up for a workout or for a walk or for a run, the adrenals kind of mix in, they kind of work closely with testosterone. So it's kind of like, around the same type of thing. I would definitely, if you don't feel good while exercising, guys, definitely go get your testosterone levels checked out, even if you're young. If you're a young woman as well, go get your bloods checked. If you're on the pill, stuff like that. Everything like that, guys, can drop your testosterone like crazy. It can drop your, have your estrogen rise up. So, men start to get like, boobs and stuff like that, too much tissue around the chest area. It's fine if you're doing loads of weights and stuff, but if you're overweight and you have friggin' titties and stuff, guys, that's not good, right? You should definitely go and get that checked out, lose weight, all that stuff. But let's start from the top, guys. The number one way to have your testosterone high naturally, I'm just gonna, start from the top, guys, is be young, okay? Be young, guys. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, it's hard, as you get older, Chris, can we do anything as you get older? Absolutely, guys. It doesn't have to be that you're young to have testosterone, but there's a more chance that you'll have higher testosterone as you're young. I believe your testosterone peaks at like 18 to 25, something like that. And they say after 25, your testosterone takes a nosedive. Now, guys, that has not been my case. I'm 27, nearly 28, and I definitely feel fitter at now than I was at 17, much stronger as well. So I want you guys to take these studies with a grain of salt. Every time you see a study, it's always negative, saying, oh, you can't be healthy if you're if you're in your 50s and 60s. And, look at all these athletes that we see. Even Tom Brady was playing the NFL till 45. NFL is a barbaric sport. Look at LeBron James. What is he now? Like, he's like 35, 40. He's still playing amazingly in a professional sport. So you can still perform at the highest levels. If these guys can perform at the highest levels, you can as well. They're not on any kind of special supplements or anything like that, guys. They're just as normal as us, right? We just think that because they have loads of money, they're taking different stuff, and they may be doing IVs and lots of different treatments, recovery, but their performance has to be, based on what they're doing themselves, right? We can clearly see some people, if they take, let's say the sauce, because I don't want to get flagged on YouTube. Instead of saying the S word, I'll say the sauce, guys. If people are on the sauce, you can kind of clearly see it. A lot of the time they'll be in great shape, whatever. But if you can't see it, maybe they're taking different supplements, that is. But this is talking just how to improve testosterone. This isn't like trying to show, that, you can't perform at an older age. There is tons of people that are never taking anything, proven to never taking anything, and they do perform at a higher level, okay? Even muscular-wise, guys. So don't be upset, if you're in your 50s and 60s or 40s or 30s and you're like, oh, I can't ever work out again. I feel like terrible all the time. I read a study recently. It said 95% of men over the age of 30 will never sprint again in their life. I'm 28, guys. I just went for like 20 sprints there. I try and do as much cardio as possible now, mix it with the weights. But, these are all studies that are done on the average person. So they're saying the average person's testosterone starts to decline, but you don't have to be the average person, guys. you do not have to be that statistic that says, oh, now you're 30, you can just sit back and get obese and, all these terrible things happen to you. So, like I said, number one thing to being highest testosterone, guys, is just be young, right? If you're in your 20s, you're going to have naturally higher testosterone, maybe for them, more likely than a person in their 40s. But like I said, it's not the rule, guys. You can be an exception to that rule. A lot of people in their 20s now, they go out loads, they drink a lot, they smoke a lot. Everybody's addicted to vaping nowadays. Does anyone notice that there's like a vaping craze? Like every single person I know is vaping now, which, you're going to be doing more than smoking cigarettes. At least when you're smoking cigarettes, you have to like roll up the cigarette, you have to like put the tobacco in, you have to like make the cigarette, then you have to like go outside, then you have to like light the cigarette, and you have to like hang out for a while. It's a much bigger process. But now that everybody's smoking vapes, you can just be sitting back here just chilling and just vaping the whole day. You're doing 700, puffs of cigarette, of a vape, whereas before you'd only do like 10, 20 cigarettes a day, maybe max 10 cigarettes a day, which would be like 100 puffs. Nowadays everyone's doing crazy amount of puffs on the e-cigarettes, which is low in testosterone. Young people are definitely not healthy nowadays compared to before. They were saying that I think we're at the highest ever obesity rate for young people. So that being said, guys, if you're a fit, healthy guy in your 30s or 40s, you will be much healthier than a guy in his 20s. Don't worry about seeing a guy in his 20s. They have more added benefit for sure. They have more of a, kind of a, superior, chance of having, higher testosterone. But it doesn't always have to be the rule, guys. So that's all I'll say. If you want to have higher testosterone, guys, it'll probably be when you're younger. But if you're going to be unhealthy when you're young, you're probably going to have lower testosterone than your freaking dad. So, number 2, guys. Probably the most important one apart from being young, get sleep. Okay, sleeping is probably the most underrated thing in the entire world. I can't tell you how many people I talk to. I probably talked to 20, 30 people over the last few weeks about how their sleep is not good, guys. Now, your sleep, especially with like iPhones and laptops and just talking to the cameras and every single thing that you're looking at screens all day, your sleep can really be affected, right? Because you're not really getting into that REM cycle. You're not getting into that deep sleep. If you're overweight as well, most people have sleep apnea, which a lot of people don't know about. Even if you're skinny, if you smoke a lot, you might have sleep apnea, which is like where you're holding your breath during your sleep and you're not getting deep breaths when you're sleeping. So you're kind of like almost dying in your sleep and then waking back up. You're choking on yourself. So it's really crazy, man. Sleep apnea is like one of the worst things that can ever happen. So go get a sleep study done. Just go to the hospital, go to the doctor, get like a sleep study. My sleep has been impeccable recently because I've switched up. I started, shutting my mouth when I go to sleep, taping my mouth shut, just breathing in through my nose. And, all humans are supposed to breathe through our noses, guys, right? That's another tip, right? You're supposed to breathe through your nose, especially when you're sleeping. If you wake up tired from sleep or if you wake up with a dry mouth, that means that you are not getting good sleep, okay? And you need to get a good sleep, guys, to get more muscle, to get higher testosterone. Your body is recovering when it's sleeping, okay? The number one thing of longevity is how much sleep you get, and people can think of sleep like this guy's lazy, this guy's whatever, he doesn't work as hard as me, I'm only sleeping 5 hours a day. Well, it doesn't matter, guys, because if you die 20 years, 30 years earlier because you're getting 5 hours of sleep, the guy who's sitting back, doing nothing, sleeping more than you is going to win. He wins in life. You know what I mean? If you die from not sleeping and being unhealthy, then they win, guys. So don't be that idiot that gets like 3 hours, 5 hours sleep and then says, I'm gonna hit the gym, let me take creatine. It just is really stupid shit, guys, that people do. And I see it nowadays. I'm like, God, you're sleeping for 5 hours. I'm like, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? You look like shit. Like, you can just see you guys' skin. You can just see people's skin and just their whole attitude. They're gonna be pissed off constantly because sleep is the most important thing. Try and get blackout blinds. Try and get a fan if your room is too hot. Try and have a cool room. Blackout blinds. Have no noise going on. If you're sleeping with a partner, if you have a girlfriend or husband, wife, whatever, try and have a bigger bed so they're not constantly waking you up as they roll over. If you're snoring during the sleep as well, it means that you're not getting a good night's sleep. Snoring is a sign of you're kind of choking on yourself. As you get heavier, that happens as well. I'm 250 pounds, guys. If I sleep on my back, I sometimes get sleep apnea. So I have to sleep on my side and I'm perfect. Perfect night's sleep every single night. So make sure to get your sleep in check is the most important thing. If you're working out and doing all these things, it doesn't matter, guys. It does not matter. You ain't going to make any progress. You might make a tiny bit of progress because, you're just pushing through everything. But you'll get to a point, everything in life is 10, 20 years, decades, 30 years. You'll get to a point where you're like, I don't even want to work out no more. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do anything, because you're so exhausted from the night before, because you're like holding your breath and you're waking up tired, and it's like you just worked a really hard day and then you can't even get a proper night's sleep. It's really one of the quickest ways to die, guys. Quickest ways to die. A lot of people die in their sleep. A lot of people wonder why that is, because they're holding their breath. It's not a good way to be. So sleep 8 to 10 hours a night. That's the most important thing. Now, next one, guys. Don't drink too much. Okay, now this one might be a given for a lot of people, but I want to tell you guys, alcohol actually disrupts testosterone in your body. It actually is a endocrine disruptor, okay? Along with a host of other things alcohol does too. It can give you man boobs. It can give you all these different things, which it actually raises your estrogen as well. So the more alcohol you drink, the less of a man you're going to be, basically. A lot of people think drinking alcohol makes you really tough and stuff. It's actually the opposite, guys. It kind of turns you, into some sort of NPC just walking around, It completely destroys your endocrine system, right? Alcohol destroys everything in your body. Now, it depends, right? If you're drinking once a week, yeah, probably not that bad. But if you're drinking every single night before you go to bed, absolutely, guys. You're going to have a huge problem, because, alcohol also disrupts your sleep. It makes you not get good REM sleep. That REM sleep is you need to build muscle, to build your body back, right? It's a deep sleep, guys. It's a very deep sleep that you should be getting into. And a lot of people can't hit that deep sleep if you drink alcohol. It actually disrupts that REM cycle. So not good. Going back to sleep, guys, the most important thing. Most people drink alcohol and then they go to bed, right? So it completely destroys that whole night of sleep, completely destroys the next day. And a lot of people think, oh man, I was so drunk the night before, I had like the worst, I had the worst night ever. And they actually think that it's the alcohol that did that. But it's actually the sleep. It's the lack of sleep that you get the night before. Trust me, guys, go out drinking and then go home and go to bed by 10 o'clock. You'll probably wake up and you'll probably be actually okay. 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll probably feel fine. It's the lack of sleep that's going to affect, the feeling shit the next day from the alcohol. So make sure to get that sleep in. Don't drink alcohol. It increases estrogen in your body, which will in turn lower your testosterone. Your estrogen and testosterone kind of fight for who's king, right? In women, estrogen is quite high, testosterone is quite low, right? It kind of gives you more feminine features. In men, testosterone is very high and estrogen is quite low. But you need a little bit of estrogen so it doesn't aromatize the testosterone too much, so you don't get like man boobs and like depression and stuff like that, okay? A lot of things come from testosterone, and I'm gonna go through them, guys. So we're already 2 points in. You guys should have learned a ton by now. 3 points in. Be young. Sleep 8 to 10 hours a night. Don't drink alcohol. 3 points in, guys. We're learning today, bro. We are learning today. So the next one, probably just as important as sleep and alcohol, is hit the gym, guys. Hitting the gym will make you just overall an aggressive person, guys. It releases testosterone into the body. When your adrenals get triggered when you're working out, it kind of triggers testosterone as well. It helps the body push out the bad blood. It helps everything just circulate, right? You're constantly, when you get a pump in the gym, you're constantly pushing new blood into the muscles. So this is what kind of also helps the body produce more testosterone. Blood flow is life, okay? In general, guys, you can just presume that blood flow in general is life. It's like the life force in your body. Okay, if you're like, do a hard workout and you're really sore the next day, hop on the treadmill or hop on a bike, okay? And just get some blood into the muscle. I guarantee you guys, you're gonna feel better within an hour, because the blood flow, adding the nutrients to the broken down muscle that you've broken down in the workout the day before, adding the blood and the new nutrients to the muscle is what will cause this, recovery, guys. So recovery is key. Now, if I go a little bit off topic, guys, I have severe ADHD. Don't take any drugs. I just go work out for my ADHD. But yeah, guys, if I go off topic, just friggin', just shout at the camera, write in the comments, Chris, you gotta reel yourself back in, man. You know what I mean? Call me an asshole, call me an idiot or something. Yeah, guys, working out, it releases testosterone in the body and it raises your testosterone levels for sure, guys. This is proven. Tons of studies out there. Just doing aggressive things, guys. Just like, throwing rocks around and doing crazy shit, that will increase your testosterone, guys. Going to the gym, it also is kind of a primal thing. The reason why going to the gym is so beneficial, guys, is because it's kind of like a primal thing, okay? As like, what were those Homo erectus? When we just became humans like 200,000 years ago, we were quite larger, guys. We were actually quite large humans. when we started to bring grains into the effect about 200,000 years ago, when we started to cultivate grains, you know, like Weetabix and all this type of stuff, we actually started to get smaller as humans. Our brains got 200 cc's smaller, you know, our bodies got a lot smaller, our muscles got way smaller, because we didn't have to, you know, go out and basically, you know, forage for food anymore. We didn't have to go out and like chase deer and like throw daggers at cantaloupes and like whatever, guys, like kill horses and whatever we used to eat back in the day. I'm pretty sure we ate like everything, like cows, pigs, horses, deer, mostly. You know, in any country in Europe, I'm talking about, and America, they killed buffalo about 200,000 years ago. That was quite recent America I'm talking about. But in Europe, for the most part, and like Asia, they had to like kill like pigs and stuff like that to eat, and they had to, you know, forest on that. And we had a little bit of fruit as well, some nuts as well. But as soon as we introduced grains into the effect, then we started to become smaller, right, as people, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. We can't really go back in time. It made everybody lazy, okay? So we didn't have to work out. But working out kind of triggers that primal thing in us, you know? It's like this fight or flight response. Now, you don't want to be working out too much, guys, like I said, because that will actually decrease your testosterone. If you're running 100 miles, guys, you're going to feel like woozy after it. I've ran like, the most I've ever ran before was like friggin' like 30 miles in a day. It was crazy. But you get this like runner's high. But what that is, guys, is actually bad. Like, that's actually like not a great thing. It does make you feel good, but you're not going to feel amazing because your testosterone has taken a beating. After that run, your testosterone is taking a beating, guys. You know, you just want to do small repetitive workouts every single day. You can't just eat 800 grams of protein and train for 10 hours a day. What you want to do is like 1 hour a day and get like 200 grams of protein a day, and just do that for years and years, decades over decades, increasing slowly. Doing too much will decrease your testosterone, guys. That's not good either. You know, you don't want to be constantly beating yourself up. Your body has to have a chance to recover. If you're doing 20 running miles a day, like, you're just not going to have time to recover. You know, you might think you are, but your testosterone is going to take a complete hit from that. So yeah, hit the gym, guys. It's like a primal thing. We used to wake up in the morning. The Romans used to wake up in the morning and immediately just run and go work out. It's called hypercompensation, right? You're sleeping in bed 10 hours, boom, wake up, do like 20 push-ups. Try that, guys. That gets your whole body. You might feel dizzy after. Don't do it if you have heart problems. But if you're just a regular guy, wake up immediately, just start doing as many push-ups as you can, right? Straight from waking up. I know everyone feels groggy in the morning. When you do that, it will make your body faster. You will become a faster and better human being. The Romans and Spartans used to do that a lot. They used to just wake up, immediately run and go train. It's super essential to do that, guys, because you're training your body to be ready to fight at any moment. Just take a sip of water, guys. All right. Next point, guys. Eat a high protein diet, okay? Most of the diets nowadays, guys, are completely lacking in nutrients, all right? I was at the shop yesterday, I was in Tesco or whatever, and they had like Kit Kats for breakfast, guys. They had Kit Kat breakfast cereal, you know, like cereal or whatever. They had Kit Kat breakfast cereal now in Ireland, in Galway, right? Probably in Dublin and shit too, right? I mean, they had Lucky Charms. What else they have, guys? They have so many like foreign cereals now. Like, they have everything, right? Weetabix. I mean, we had that before. That's not too bad, but all these grains, guys, there's no nutrients in a grain, right? If you eat bread, there's nothing in bread, right? If you eat like a piece of corn or something, or if you eat like, I don't know, what do we even, because I don't eat pasta or, you know, rice, there's nothing in that except calories, guys, and carbohydrates, like clean carbohydrates, guys, which is not that bad, but you want to be getting nutrients. And what I recommend is eating loads of eggs, loads of meat, especially red meat. There's like 50,000 nutrients in red meat that we don't even know about, apparently. Loads of milk, loads of chicken, fish. I would put chicken very at the last. It's kind of like meat salad. You know, I wouldn't recommend eating a ton of chicken. Eat loads of salmon, high fatty foods, red meat, guys. Red meat is the most important thing to eat, okay? Eggs and milk and red meat. That's all I eat, guys. That's all I eat, along with some rice and some grains, and obviously some chocolate here and there if I'm feeling like, you know, really like starving for some, you know, chocolate, if I feel like, you know, not like eating that stuff. But here's the thing, guys. If you eat less grains, if you eat more of a carnivore style diet, if you eat more of a high protein diet, what you're going to notice is you're not going to crave these chocolates as much, okay? And the reason for that is because You know, when you eat carbohydrates, your body is lacking nutrients. Okay, when you get hungry, your body's saying, I want some magnesium, I want some protein. And then you feed it some, crisps or something, or, chips, right? And you're just giving it potato with some oil. And your body's still hungry. Your body's still not satisfied nutrient-wise. And I know a lot of people haven't heard that kind of way. That's how your body acts, guys. It's asking for stuff, but you're not giving it to it. Maybe your body's like, I need some potassium. I need a little bit of nutrients from meat, and instead you give it like just empty calories. This is what's gonna make you constantly hungry. It's gonna raise your ghrelin levels. It's gonna raise your friggin' everything in your body, your cortisol levels, all these different hormones in your body, which actually destroy testosterone as well. Everything in the world is looking to destroy testosterone, guys. So you have to be very, very careful to not let it. Okay, so eat a high protein diet, guys. It's the most important thing. This will help fuel your muscles, everything. It'll help fuel the testosterone as well. So next one I want to talk about, guys, is milk. Okay, now milk has gotten a bad rap over the last few years, okay, because it's got like a ton of estrogen in it, a ton of just different hormones in it. Now take it from me, guys, okay, I will say one thing. If you're trying to get huge, okay, milk is key. Now I know a lot of people are like, what, milk? I've never heard about this. I've seen loads of bodybuilders and all they do is drink a ton of milk. And I wonder why that is, guys. And I'm not talking about protein shakes milk either. I'm talking about 2 liters of milk. And what I did in my off season this year was I just drank a ton of milk, and I gained so much weight and I gained so much muscle. And I think, guys, that there's some sort of growth hormone in milk. If you think about milk, guys, it has to raise a baby calf to a cow, to like a huge 500-pound calf in a matter of weeks, right? How does it do that? Just milk alone. There's no calves aren't given any grains. They aren't given any food natural. They aren't eating meat. They're not eating anything except milk, guys. So milk is like the number one thing if you guys want to get huge muscles and stuff. There is downsides to milk, though. It might affect your hormones levels. Okay, a lot of people say that there is hormones in milk. There's estrogen in milk. There's blood in milk. There's like bacteria. So, take that with a grain of salt, guys. Drink loads of milk, but go get your bloods checked. I get my bloods checked every 3 to 6 months anyway, but go get your bloods checked because you don't really want to be drinking milk and getting huge muscles and stuff and not gaining the muscle that you want, okay? Not raising your testosterone, sorry, because you might be gaining muscle. And here's another misconception, guys. Just having loads of milk and protein and stuff like that, if your testosterone levels are low, you can still build a ton of muscle. I know a lot of people say, oh my God, that's not true. It actually is true. If you drink milk, if you eat meat, and if you hit the gym, you'll still gain muscle. But guys, if your testosterone levels are low, the building of the muscle won't be optimum, okay? The building of the muscle will be suboptimum, okay? So you can still build muscle, but you want to be optimal as possible, guys. You want to be as optimal as possible because really, why would you want to have low testosterone? So make sure you get your bloods checked when it comes to milk, stuff like that. But I do think milk has growth hormone in it that completely accelerates your cells and, makes your body just gain weight like crazy. They had that thing, go mad, gallon of milk a day. That's like 4 liters or whatever. Drink as much milk as you can. If you're like 150 pounds, 160, 170 pounds, and you want to get to like 200 pounds quick, just drink a ton of milk every single day. You'll gain weight like crazy. You're not going to get fat, guys. Don't worry. All there is in milk is carbs, sugar, and protein. It's the perfect food. In my personal opinion, I drink milk all the time. I have a ton of protein shakes. The protein shakes, you don't need protein shakes. So I really want to stress as well, guys. Don't eat protein shakes if you can't afford them, okay? It's just a thing that tastes nice to me. I love having just milk on its own, okay? Don't drink protein shakes if you can't afford it, guys. That's a stupid way to go about life. If you can't afford steak, if you can't afford real food first, forget about eating protein shakes and creatine. I see a lot of people promote creatine. Just grill up some steaks and be done with it, guys. I'm telling you. Creatine ain't going to really benefit you guys if you're under 230 pounds, man. 220 pounds. If you're not big enough to benefit from it, don't even worry about creatine, guys. Just grill up some steaks, put some salt on it, and you'll be good to go, all right? Chill out with creatine and protein shakes, guys. I see a lot of people promote protein shakes. I love protein shakes, but if you don't have the money to afford milk, like cartons of milk for €2, and if you can't afford steak, don't be saving up all your money and buying creatine like an idiot, guys. That's stupid. And in regards to my favorite BCA drinks, guys, I just use these as a supplement to like drinking 7-Up and Coca-Cola, okay? That's all I drink them for. There's a few added benefits to them. Nothing that you guys are going to have to worry about for 10 plus years of training. You know, I see people promoting stuff, and I like BCAAs if those were the supplements I could have just for me personally, because it helps me in ways more. It has like electrolytes in it, but that's nothing to do with the actual BCAAs. BCAAs themselves are not going to do anything, guys. Just grill up some steaks and be done with it. Okay, guys. Now, we're going to get into some more technical stuff. Don't drink from BPA cups, guys. I think that's the word, BPA, or any of these plastic bottles, guys, that I drink from. I'm not practicing when I preach too much, but I try, this is for like the gym and stuff, guys, but I try and not drink from these bottles, okay? Most of them say BPA free. This one actually doesn't. A lot of the bottles nowadays, guys, will be BPA free, but a lot of these cheap bottles that you get from China and stuff, they have these like microplastics in it that completely disrupt your endocrine system as well. They disrupt your testosterone levels, so it will lower your testosterone as well, okay? I don't care what anybody says. I've read a lot of studies, man. BPA definitely lowers it. Now, guys, is it that big of a deal? No. If you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not getting, you know, proper protein, if you're not hitting the gym, if you're 50 pounds overweight, you know, 20 kilos overweight, it doesn't matter. The little BPA that you get, the little plastic that you get from this is going to be nothing than the effect that you're already doing to yourself. So make sure to lose weight and be healthy, stuff like that, guys. So, want to get on to a few other things, okay? These are more technical stuff, guys. Now, these are more from my personal experience, okay? Do alpha shit, guys, okay? Do like crazy shit, like that scares the hell out of you. When I was younger, I did judo for 4 years. I'm getting back into it. It's badass, guys. When you're in a fight with a guy and like you're gonna get choked out or you're gonna choke out another dude, it's a really scary thing. Like, you could kill another guy, right? You could break your fucking neck. You don't know what could happen, right? So this is alpha shit. Do MMA. I see a lot of friends I used to have, you know, I don't really talk to too many people that do this anymore, but MMA is badass, guys. Do MMA, okay? You'll feel this adrenaline rush once you go into the ring, once you go to fight other dudes. It's like an alpha thing. It's like this primal alpha thing that we used to do as humans, right? You know, throwing fucking heavy rocks and shit, you know, just doing badass alpha shit outside. Go like skydiving, go like bungee jumping, you know, shit that will get your adrenaline glands going, because naturally the more adrenaline boost that you get, if you are recovering properly, you'll probably increase your testosterone from that. Now, I don't know if that's not me quoting that, but I've just seen people that do more alpha shit mainly have more testosterone than people that don't, guys. You know, it's just an observational study. You know, let's take this for an instance, guys, as a little observation. Okay, everybody in Ireland, everybody in the UK, everybody in America as well, we all go out to the pub, right, to pick up women or whatever the case may be. We all go out drinking, right? When you go out drinking, do you ever look around? Do you guys ever look around at the clientele that go to these places? The clientele are mainly overweight people or younger people that are, you know, you can see in a few years they'll be overweight soon, right? The clientele is not the clientele that you want to be. Now, I'm not against going out. I love going out, guys. What I'm saying is the clientele in these places, because going out is not an alpha thing. Going to the pub is not an alpha thing to do, right? Alpha things to do, like going to war, like fighting dudes, like doing crazy shit, right? MMA, doing martial arts, especially, that gives you confidence to do crazy stuff, right? These things increase your testosterone. When you look at the military, guys, they're all jacked and in shape. Why is that? Is it because they're training a lot, or is it because they're doing alpha stuff? You know, it might not be a cause and effect, but it could be a correlation, which it doesn't mean causation, but I've noticed a lot of the times when I go to the gym, guys, I look around and the clientele, everyone's fit, everyone's healthy, no matter what age, 30, 40, whatever, no matter what age, everybody's fit and healthy. Is that a causation or is it a correlation? I don't know. But that's just what I've noticed, guys. Look around when you go out to this, you know, to the streets, to the pub, to any of these just public places, to Tesco's or to the shop or whatever, freaking Walmart. I was in Walmart in America and in Canada. All these places, everyone's gonna be overweight, okay? When you go to the gym, everyone's fit and healthy for the most part. There's some people that are training themselves to be fit and healthy, but more so in places like a pub, are people going to be more unhealthy, right? Does that mean alcohol causes you to be more unhealthy? I don't know. You could argue that, but for sure, you know, doing alpha stuff, guys, and, you know, hanging around people that are working out and alpha shit is going to make you increase your testosterone. That's what I think, guys. Don't quote me on that one, but I definitely think that doing stuff like that. Also, here's another one, guys. Next point. I've already done like 10 points. You guys should learn the shitload. Bang bad bitches. Or if you're a male, if you're a female, get with like alpha dudes, right? The problem is nowadays, guys, and this is like a fresh and fit type point, right? Who I don't really watch, but this is like a Tate type point. People don't really go for, they kind of like settle in life. They always settle, okay? Maybe a girl doesn't think she's good looking or whatever, or she has low confidence, so she settles for a guy who, is just like a 3, right? He's just like an overweight guy, just sits around, just doesn't do anything, he just eats Cheetos for dinner, right? Cheetos are good though, I like Cheetos. But doesn't do anything, guys, let's say, right? Because, and I'm not hating on those people, I'm just saying that's whatever. And then you see some guys that are kind of overweight themselves, they tend to go for women or whatever, that's, not what they find really attractive, guys. And I know there's levels of attractiveness. Definitely what I think is attractive isn't going to be what another guy thinks is attractive and what another guy thinks is attractive, right? I personally don't like tall women. I don't like tall women at all. My girl, she's like 5'3" or whatever, so I like shorter chicks, that have a certain type of physique, guys, fat ass and shit, right? And there's a reason for that, okay? You need to be going for women, and girls need to be going for guys that they think are actually hot, guys, okay? Especially, because I don't even want to be talking about guys, but especially guys, man. Guys normally settle for women that they don't find attractive, and this will bring down your testosterone, because after you sleep with them or whatever the case may be, either way, you're not going to feel happy with yourself. You're not going to feel proud of yourself, right? You're just kind of doing it just because that's all you can get. You need to work on yourself to build yourself first. Money, whatever, your job, your physique, your clothes, whatever that may be. You got to work on that first, your confidence first, before you can kind of lead to getting up and get with like some girl that you like or whatever the case may be. I was listening to a guy recently, and he's talked about, it was on Rob Lipsett's podcast. Shout out to Rob Lipsett, love that dude. But I was watching recently on his podcast this guy who basically said, like, when you're in school, there used to be a few guys that were like pretty popular, getting with like the really hot girls and stuff like that. And then as you move into college, you can kind of see that the level of girls that those guys are getting with kind of going down. And then after college, most guys just settle. Like, most guys are just like, I'll just kind of get with any girl that kind of just, gets with me type of thing, right? That they don't actually find attractive. And it's super sad, guys. That shouldn't be the case. You should actually be leveling up. You should be like after college, and, when you get your work or whatever, your house or whatever, you should be constantly building yourself so that you should be able to get with the person that you want to get with. As a girl as well, a lot of people think that men are the guys that just settle. I think a lot of women just settle as well. Women are with guys that, maybe they don't find that attractive or whatever, but they have a solid job, they got whatever going on. Now, obviously, you can kind of blow this out of proportion, guys, because some people are like, oh, I need a guy who's like, LeBron James. I need a basketball player. Type shit. It's like big dog, or like a guy's like, I need like, Kim Kardashian type girl. It's like, okay, hit the brakes a second there, big dog. You need to be realistic as well, because, trying to go for people that are, way out of your league, and I don't think anyone's out of anybody's league, but what I'm saying is that, let's say are celebrity status, or, have loads of money, or they've worked on themselves for the last 10 years, and you're just over there sitting on the couch eating Cheetos, how do you expect to get that person, guys? How do you expect to get that person? You need to be working on yourself first. Don't worry, like, if you're young, especially as a guy, guys level up as we get older, especially if you're very young, in your 20s or 30s, about kind of developing that just yet. But like I said, guys, just go for people that you find attractive, okay? Men and women. And that will increase your testosterone. That will make you feel more confident when you're walking down the street holding your partner's hand, and people are looking at you, and, maybe people are making fun of you. That's on you. But I'm telling you right now, you'll feel more alpha, when you sleep with your partner that's actually good looking, or when you're with your partner that's actually good looking, guys. That's a big one. And I've seen most guys that are with like hot women, or most girls that are with like good looking guys, or quote unquote good looking guys. I don't know what a good looking guy would be. I ain't, gay or whatever. But, a guy that's works on himself, fit, healthy, has a good job, has good money coming in, whatever. You can see that they're in better shape. They're just happier people overall. Why is that, guys? I don't know. Again, causation might not equal, correlation might not equal causation, but that's just a thing that I've noticed. Okay, so bang bad bitches, guys. That's point number 10 or whatever. All right, next point, guys. Drink water. Okay, water is the most underrated thing as well. Apart from sleep, water is like the most underrated thing in the world. water, guys, is like the life nutrient. We actually are like 80% water, 75% water, something like that. I have these big bottles of water because I don't drink tap water anymore, because the tap water in Ireland is just disgusting now. I don't know what happened. I used to drink it for years, my whole life growing up. I used to drink tap water and it was always good. Tap water to me was always great, but recently I think they've added too much chlorine to the water or something. But it's just horrendous, guys. It's just not tasty. It's absolutely horrendous. So don't drink water straight out the tap if it tastes not good. If you can notice that it's not making you feel good as well, definitely don't drink it. So drink loads of water, because your body is made up of water. It transports the nutrients. If you're eating loads of protein, if you're sleeping good, your body needs to transport these nutrients, and the way it transports the nutrients is in your blood with water. Okay, water is the most important thing. Like I said, don't drink out of these bottles. But if you're already overweight, and that's not going to be your biggest concern, guys. Drink more water. Most people don't drink enough water. Okay, your skin, guys. If you look at your skin and you notice that, like, shit, man, my skin looks terrible. I have dry skin. I have freaking bags around my eyes and all this type of stuff. You have loads of pimples. It could be that you're not drinking enough water. Water is a very effective cleanser of the body. Okay, the more you drink, the more you will be just like healthier, in my personal opinion. This is another one that a lot of people kind of tend to avoid for some reason. Having low body fat. Okay, having low body fat, guys, is really essential. Okay, now I'm not talking about having too low body fat, because if you're like 3%, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5%, you're not alpha, because your testosterone drops when you have low body fat. It also drops when you have too high body fat. I would say the good range to be is like 7% to like 15%. Anything above or lower than that, you're probably not going to be optimum. My personal opinion as a man, to have your testosterone raised naturally. If your shit is too low, you're up there on stage and you see all these bodybuilders all shred city, their dick isn't working, guys. Now, how can you be alpha if your dick doesn't work? You tell me. You can't be, guys. You know what I mean? The shit needs to work, right? If you're up there alpha, if you're going around town and you're straight, you got the guns hugging the sleeves and you're looking good, and a bad bitch comes up to you and you're like, oh yeah, let's hang out, baby. And then you go back to her place and the dick, fails to, failure to launch. You know what I mean? Friggin', Dallas, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Whatever they say, failure to launch. Then that's not alpha either, guys. But also, if you have too high body fat, then that's obviously not good, guys. Having more body fat means you're gonna have more progesterone, you're going to produce more estrogen. It's just bad overall. Being over 15% body fat, 20% would be the upper limit of that. Everything over 20%, 25%, 30%, you're going into obesity territory, and that's not good, guys. Just every day is going to be harder for you, and your testosterone is going to be absolutely terrible, guys, right? Here's another major one, just for life overall. How many points? I've given you guys like 13 points now, right? So a ton of points. All right. Tobacco, guys. Avoid tobacco. Okay, this is another huge one. Like I said in the beginning, you see everybody vaping. That's still tobacco, guys. Avoiding tobacco will make you definitely increase your testosterone. Now, I was watching a lot of things talking about the Tate brothers, not to be always bringing them up, but they said that they love cigars, and I personally don't believe that, guys. They're alpha dudes and they're rich and they're cool, whatever. But I don't think smoking in any regard is going to do anything for you. They say that increases your testosterone. Eating tobacco, if you just had natural tobacco from the plant, I would believe that. But any sort of cut tobacco that you guys see in cigarettes or those cigars, 100% they're cut with like bad stuff, guys. And any sort of promotion of that shit is just immoral, in my personal opinion. Don't smoke, don't drink as much, excessively. Of course, if you want to do it once in a while, I'm sure that's not going to be that bad, but why would you want to do it, once in a while if you can have your testosterone super high, guys? Try and have it as low as possible, okay? Now, avoid pain meds. This is another one, guys. Avoid like Panadols and pain medications that constantly, that are constantly decreasing inflammation, because you want your body to be completely natural. You don't want anything in it. If you're constantly popping pain pills, it's going to lower your testosterone as well. And like I said as well, eat fatty foods, okay? The Liver King is a scam, right? Him talking about eating liver and this kind of stuff. Eating liver is going to increase your testosterone, and these 10 primal tenets, this is all bullshit, guys. Anything that anyone tries to sell you is bullshit, right? For the most part. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. Eat steak, eat red meat, eat loads of chicken, or eat loads of, chicken's fine. Eat loads of tuna fish, salmon, stuff like that. You'll be fine. Everything else is a scam. Liver is fine. It has more nutrients for sure. Eat it once in a while if you guys want to try it. Does it increase your testosterone so you'll look like the Liver King? Absolutely not, guys. That guy is just a walking scam. He got found out. I think he was making $100 million a year off people, which is crazy. It's $100 million. Shout out to him. Completely scammed the whole industry. Set up for life. Man, I love it. And eat fatty foods, okay? Fatty foods like red meat, olive oil, stuff like that, guys, are going to really benefit you, right? Cheese sometimes, these kind of fatty foods will help increase your testosterone production, okay? It's always increasing testosterone. Fatty foods, fats in your blood, in your body is what takes care of your hormones in your body. If you're not getting enough fats, you will feel it straight away, guys. Fat is extremely important for hormone production and is responsible for testosterone production in the body. So make sure to get lots of fats in your diet. Very, very essential, guys. Vitamins and supplements are your friend. Now, if anyone tries to scam you and tries to sell you that BCAAs and creatine and protein powder are good, no matter what, guys, they're just lying. You can get the same benefits from eating food, especially if you're like I said, under 200 pounds, if you're not training that much, if you're just training once or twice a week, 3 times a week, or you're just like an average lifter. Having all these different supplements won't help you, but definitely they will help you as well, okay? If you want to take vitamin D, if you want to take vitamin B12, if you want to take 100 supplements a day, for sure they'll help you guys, but they're not essential, right? You don't have to spend money on them. I personally wouldn't spend money on that stuff because I don't think, for me, I'm not an elite athlete. I don't really care about that stuff. It's just overkill for me. Having too many supplements, guys, bro, it's just like such a pain. Like, you're gonna take a handful of supplements, like, you're sculling like tons of these pills every single day, and is it worth it? Maybe. For me, is it worth it? Absolutely not, guys. For the average person walking every single day, is it going to increase your testosterone? Maybe. But I will say one thing. My friend is hyped up on the Sigma, Sigma by More Dates, More Plates. That apparently increases your testosterone quite a bit. There's a few studies to show that it does increase testosterone. There's a few studies to show that it definitely does. So take it, see what it does for you. I'm not going to tell you yes or no. Does creatine help? Yes or no? I'm not going to tell you no. Take it and see. Does protein powder help you? Yes or no? I'm not even going to tell you yes or no. Take it. Just find out for yourself. I'm not going to tell you whether or not they work or not. For me personally, it's not worth the money, okay? I don't think that any of these supplements are worth anything, right? Testosterone enhancers, do they work? I've never tried them personally. I took this one laxogen and myostatin blocker. Does it work? Hell if I know, guys. Probably not, So take it and find it, see what happens. And, if it does increase your testosterone, keep taking it then. If it's in your budget to take it, keep taking it. Also, guys, don't drink too much caffeine. I love caffeine a lot. And, taking caffeine can really become a cycle of, you're taking more and more scoops, you're taking more and more pre-workout. And then, you find yourself, you're taking a pre-workout before going to the gym. And then you find yourself, shit, I need to take pre-workout before, I take out the bins, before I wash the dishes, I have to take a scoop of pre-workout. I have to take a scoop of pre-workout when I'm vacuuming. It just becomes ridiculous. I have to take a scoop of pre-workout before I get with my girl. Like, it becomes this cycle of like you take more and more, and it's just unbelievable, guys. The amount of caffeine drank nowadays is ridiculous, and I have fallen victim to this, guys. Don't use caffeine too much because you have to keep taking more and more to get that that euphoric effect. Also, guys, here's one of the last ones I'm going to talk about. I've already talked a ton of points, guys. Hopefully you're writing these down. Move closer to the equator. Okay, moving to the equator, guys, your body ages faster. I used to have a lot of friends in school that were Brazilian, and when they were 16, they were really like 20. Like, seriously, their bodies and everything were so much more developed because testosterone increases the closer you are to the equator. Now, they just moved over like a few years beforehand, and they were always so jacked and stuff when they were younger. Your body ages quicker when you're moving close to the equator. Everything ages. The sun makes the cells speed up in your body. It makes everything speed up in your body. So moving closer to the equator, go to Spain, go to Italy. These places, you will increase your testosterone for sure. Last one, guys, I'm going to talk about. Hopefully this one isn't kind of lame. Just be confident, right? Being a confident dude, talking to people, having fun, but not overly confident. Sometimes you see these dudes, especially on Instagram, they're like, woohoo, like, they're talking, and they're kind of like how I am on the reactions, right? But like in real life with people, like, just too much energy, just kind of overly confident, just a quick, hey, how's it going? Like, not like, hey, like, and just crazy, oh, what's like it, just wild and goofy and like laughing like idiots. This kind of confidence, like, guys, is stupid. You look like a goofball, and, the streets are always watching, guys. You look like a goof, right? Be confident. Hey, how's it going? Like, be chill, laid back, relaxed. when you're speaking to a hot girl, hey, how's it going? Like, just sit back, chill. Nothing like, oh, hey, and you're trying to be a joking guy and trying to be like this clown show. This won't get you anywhere, guys. But being confident, just chill, relax, guy. Oh, what's good, bro? Yeah, it's all good. You watched the game yesterday. What's good with the friggin', what's good with PSG? You know what I mean? Just laughing and joking, having fun, but not this overly confident dickhead, guys. People like that are just weird, right? It's just kind of weird, guys, and yeah, it doesn't come off good. And for sure, being confident will increase your testosterone, guys, because you'll just feel better about yourself. Feeling better about yourself, you almost trick yourself. You want to, and I'm gonna finish with this. You want to almost hypnotize yourself with everything in life, okay? I hypnotize myself. I'm already famous on YouTube, okay? I'm already this big time YouTuber guy that gets loads of content. You wanna, even though I'm not, guys, nowhere near it, all right? Nowhere near it for sure. But you want to almost hypnotize yourself with everything in life. I don't want any negative thoughts ever in my life, okay? Oh, this will happen if you do this. You'll catch depression. You'll catch these anxiety. I don't want any of this bullshit in my life, guys. I almost hypnotize myself to say, this is out of my realm of possibility to catch depression or anxiety or anything, right? None of these things affect me. I have hypnotized myself. Hypnotize yourself every single day to be confident, be cool, be chill. Your testosterone will increase from this, guys. You won't feel like a victim all the time. If you guys just walk around with your head down and you're just a moping sack of shit and you're just this victim guy, life is going to suck, guys. Life is going to suck. Now, not everybody can be, 6'6" and jacked and happy. That's rare, okay? A lot of people are, a little bit sad, and you can feel like shit sometimes. That's fine too. But for the most part, be confident in life, guys. Be happy. Know that life is just a temporary thing. Everything in life is temporary. Everything. Every single thing. You think that you're going to have this girlfriend forever, or your parents forever. Everything in life is temporary. So take every single day as it comes, man. Make sure that be confident. It will increase your testosterone for sure. Man, I gave you guys a ton of points. Look back on those. Go back and watch this video, guys. Rewatch this video 100 times. Send it to your mates. All these points for sure will increase your testosterone. I guarantee it, guys. I guarantee it. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Be confident, guys. Don't be just this head in the sand type dude. And it's hard. When you're under 25, to be like that is not easy, okay? You have to develop the confidence as the years go on. As you get older, you'll get better at this, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed those points. I love you guys all. Increase your testosterone. Keep making gains in the gym, guys. And yeah, keep it pushing, guys. Make sure everything in life is a forward momentum. Hypnotize yourself into making yourself, whatever you want to do. Whether you want to be a fitness person, whatever you want to do, guys. If you want to be a juggler, hypnotize yourself into being the best at it. I love you guys all. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.